I saw tons of kids climbing out of a big yellow van. It was all those kids that caught my eye because it looked like 10 or more kids that must have been teenagers all the way down to 4 or 5-year-olds. One boy climbed out of the side of the van wearing a white t-shirt with a big yellow and black smiley face on the front with one eye winking. He had on tan shorts and it was completely noticeable that he had wet himself quite badly. I fully expected someone to do or say something to the boy about wetting himself, but no one did or said anything. No one paid him any undue attention. He was smiling and acting happy, same as the other kids from the van, and they all came in, sat at the other side of the restaurant, and had their dinner just like we were doing. They seemed to act like nothing at all was out of the ordinary. That's when I thought to myself that maybe they are so used to him wetting that it's nothing new to them and they just ignore him when he does it. I found the whole thing very fascinating, and I think that was the first moment when I really got hooked on the whole idea and started noticing it more and more. About halfway through our meal, I needed to go pee, and like I normally did, I slid out of my booster seat under the table and popped out into the aisle. Mom of course reminded me to wash my hands before coming back out. I rolled my eyes and made my way to the bathroom door. I stepped up to one of the urinals. It was the kind that was about 4 feet tall and went all the way to the floor. It also had one of those white urinal cakes setting in the bottom. I unzipped my pants and let go a serious jet of pee that hit the back of the urinal wall and flowed down to the drain. As I was going, I heard the bathroom door open, but I didn't bother to turn around and look. Even at 9.5 going on 10, I knew that you didn't look at other boys or men when you were in a public bathroom. I just kept watching my pee splash against the back of the urinal until my bladder was empty. I had to fumble a bit to get my zipper up before I turned to see that the one that had come in was that same boy that I had seen wearing the wet shorts. He was standing 2 urinals away from me and pressed up close to the urinal, but he was obviously not peeing but fidgeting with his hands in front of him. For a second, our eyes met and we both quickly looked away. Then I heard him groan. He turned around and said, "Can you help me? I can't get my zipper down." No sooner had he said the words when I saw the front of his shorts begin to get re-soaked. Then the urine started running down his leg. I actually was watching this little boy peeing in his shorts. He looked down at his shorts as he wet, then up at me and said, "Oh, too late again." He kicked his soaked shoes toward the urinal and pee went everywhere. He brushed at his shorts a bit and then went over to the towel. It was one of those towels that were just one big towel that you rolled around and around. He wiped his hands on the towel and then left the bathroom. That is when I realized I had been standing there with my mouth hanging open. I must have looked like an idiot. It took me a few minutes to regain control of my brain. I washed my hands and dried them on the towel after rolling it down more to a clean area. I went back to the table, crawled back under and then up into my booster seat without saying a word. I didn't eat much more of my food, I just sat there and stared across the dinner at the boy as he smiled and ate his French fries. I am surprised my parents didn't say something about me gawking at other people, but then they were talking about their own thing and not paying any attention to me. Everyone else had so much to eat that they didn't want dessert. I kind of wanted some, just so we could stay longer, but I knew that since I hadn't ate all my food, Mom would never let me have dessert. Dad paid the check and we left. On the way out, I managed to make eye contact with the boy again. I shot him a smile and he smiled and waved back as he stuffed another French fry into his mouth.